Welcome to episode 2 of Live from the Bubble. Today's guest is Avery Cochikas. Avery, tell us about you.
I am a musician. I write songs mainly focusing on lyrics and have my trusty guitar with me today, which is what I use to accompany my lyrics when I'm not composing an entire song.
So, when you say you're composing an entire song, what does that entail for you? What are you doing with that?
I use note flight.
Ew. Go on.
And so I basically compose for a standard band 2 or 3 guitars, bass, vocals, backup vocals, and I don't write drums obviously, cuz who does that? And yeah, so when I'm done with that album, I'm going to have a band playing them, and that'll be fun.
Do you have a band currently?
I do not currently have a band, no. We don't know what the plan is for that yet.
No? Okay.
But we're in the process of composing. Maybe we'll hire some people. Maybe we will form a new band. But
Now, when you say we're in the process of composing, are you composing with somebody else?
oh no.
No? Oh, okay.
Just we as in me.
Okay, sick. Well, let's get a little background, like, what type of music are you into? What do you typically write? All that type of junk.
I'm mostly into like Midwest emo, indie, folk stuff, but my main genre has been emo rock since about 9th grade, and before that I was into pop, rap, and even further back, country. So I think I kind of pull inspiration from every genre for what I write, and that kind of, it portrays itself in my acoustic music more than anything.
Nice, that's cool. So, you do acoustic stuff, you do more band typical stuff. How long have you been doing all that for?
Well, I started writing seriously around 7th grade, and that's around when I started learning the guitar to accompany myself as well, but the composition, I began that about 2 years ago after my band ended up failing. So I realized I can't just keep wasting my time with bands, like putting my music into this and then ending up with it not working out and being alone with nothing to show for it again. So I decided to compose it on my own first and then bring in other people when it's ready.
So, kind of how you said that, it sounds like you've had a band crumble a couple times.
Yeah, the same band.
The same
The
band.
same band, yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, ironically, the band was called Just a Phase. It was a phase for all the other members.
Not for you.
Not for me, though.
That's something.
It is something.
Is there specific bands that you draw like a lot of inspiration from, or like do you envision yourself like being like these bands?
When I'm composing music, I take a lot of inspiration from My Chemical Romance and Pierce the Veil. And, like, obviously subconsciously, inspiration comes from everything I've ever heard, but I'm consciously trying to pull from them because I'm not an instrumentalist in any capacity. So I'm just thinking, like, the people who follow me for my music are into these bands, and I'm into them, and I like the sound, and if I could perform something that sounds like that, I feel like I could bring a really good energy to the stage when I finally do get to that point, if I go with that sound as opposed to anything else. And I don't intend on having a more soft acoustic sound when I do finally get up on stage again.
Cool. All right. Well, I want to hear something. Let's hear some music.
All right. This first song I'm gonna play is called Situationship. I'm gonna play a lot of more recent songs. This one I wrote back in August. Shortest song I've ever written, but it got some good feedback, so let's get into it. We broke up, you told me that you space to figure out yourself, to figure out your place, without my opinions constraining you. I thought I understood at first, but now I think you're just confused. 'Cause you still wanna be friends, cuddle, keep all the pictures from when we were a couple, and you flirt with me more now than ever. Tell me, how do you think this is better? And you still wanna hang out, hold hands, and kissing Jack like I don't know what you're doing. It feels like we're in a stupid situationship, like it's the same it was before, but you just don't wanna commit. Like you're a user, maybe a loser, and the biggest of all, you're a confuser. And you say that this way you feel so much more free, but you're still under the same old judgment from me. So yeah, that's the shortest song I've ever written.
I enjoyed it.
Oh,
I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
And you said the title of it was what?
Situationship.
Situationship?
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Do you have it out anywhere, or?
No, I don't, but it's going to be on the acoustic album that I'm in the process of recording.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
sounds fun. You want to tell us a little about that experience?
Sure. So the album's called Secrets This Guitar Couldn't Keep, partially because all the songs on it are meant to be on composed albums, and like released in chronological order, but this one is very much not chronological order. I'm pulling songs from 7th grade to stuff I wrote like last month, and so that's a little bit about the title, but basically it's going to be a compilation of songs that are recorded as I would play them live, like I just did, except a few vocal tracks in the background, harmonies and everything. I'm having two features on the album, so that'll be fun. We have them in the room with us right now.
We do?
Yeah, Tarik Jaawani and Nick King. Yeah. So it's gonna be a fun little situation, little recording process with them.
That sounds really fun. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're experimenting and having fun doing music. I mean, what is music if you're not having fun? Honestly.
Exactly.
Let me ask, because I see you doing your stuff. I see you being you're writing music, have your lyric stuff. How does technology play a factor in all this?
I don't really like technology, but I'm a lyricist and a performer before anything, before even a singer, and I think technology is great because I cannot play instruments well enough to just go into the studio and record a track. So the way I do it, composing, like inputting the notes into virtual sheet music and being able to hear it played back to me before I take anyone into the studio and just like waste recording time, I think that's extremely helpful. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know where to start with that without like having a band doing the songwriting for the instruments.
I think that's really interesting personally, because technology is a big part of me and when I make music, and a lot of times I'll just go onto my computer and something will happen because I find a fun sound or something. So it's cool to hear another perspective that I don't really like technology and I don't see it as like the means to make music.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, I love just singing and playing with my acoustic guitar, but that is not the end goal for me at all. So I do want to be like singing in front of a whole band one day, and I just feel like technology is going to propel me towards that goal a lot sooner than if I wasn't using it.
sick. All right. Well, with that being said, let's go into our first break. Enjoy some music curated by Avery.
I would say that my words escape me, but that would mean I would have have to have them in the first place. And it's been years since my mind went unfiltered by trauma, my conscience and social grace. I wish I could tell you all I'm feeling, but a feeling's the only thing that I have. I miss the untrained me that I was. I want my deep introspective emo middle schooler mind back. It's just a silly little trauma response that I've been so numb for a few years. Don't worry about it, it'll all be gone once I move out and have no fears. And once my life is stable, then I'll be finally able to live my life without these fears. Just have to wait a few more years. Oh, wait a few more years. Oh, wish I could find a way to articulate everything that everyone has ever meant to me. It's been years since my mind went unfiltered by trauma and social conditioning. I wish I could tell you the whole story, but lately I'm ashamed of the truth that I lacked. I didn't used to care so much while my pathetic self-pity emo middle schooler mind back. It's just a silly little trauma response, it'll be gone once I'm Don't worry about it, it'll all be gone once I move out and have no fears. And once my life is stable, then I'll be finally able to live my life without these fears. Just have to hide a few more years. Oh, hide a few more years. Oh, I wish I could love somebody without the constant fear that I'm being lied to. It's been years and I'm still suspicious of every single person that I talk to. I think my problem is I can't decide which way I really want to live. I don't know if ignorance is bliss, but I want my hopelessly romantic emo middle schooler mind back. It's just a silly little trauma response that I've been so numb for a few years. Don't worry about it, it'll all be gone once I move out and have no fears. And once my life is stable, then I'll be finally able to live my life without these fears. Dang it, I've wasted all my years.
And we're back with Live from the Bubble. I'm your host, Justin. Avery, what was that song about?
That song was about, filtering yourself and learning to kind of condition the things that you say to, your friends and the people who are close to you after having kind of not necessarily traumatic experiences, but experiences that left you feeling embarrassed or just like left out. Things that make you feel like you can't fully be yourself around people, even the new people that you meet that probably wouldn't mind, but and it's about just wishing that I could have the innocence of like being fully open with the people who I love and who love me again. And I think that's something that we all go through, whether it's subconscious or not. So that song means a lot to me because also it's the song that it kind of kicked off me recording my acoustic album because my friend requested that song on Spotify. And so that was kind of the beginning to the whole project.
Cool. So that song means a lot to you.
Yeah.
And a lot to you on your musical journey, which is really cool. It's fun to see songs that strike a whole new idea and a whole new concept within an artist.
Yeah.
Would you say that happens a lot? You're a niche micro internet celebrity with a lot of followers on TikTok, a lot of followers on Instagram. I know you have a couple of sponsors, or at least one sponsor.
One sponsor.
That's still more sponsors than me. What's that like? Like, first shout out yourself. What's your Instagram? What's your TikTok?
Instagram is Avery Cochikas. TikTok is xx_emo_xx. But you could also find me at Avery Cochikas. You can find me at Avery Cochikas anywhere, actually.
Yeah. So you have quite a bit of followers on both your Instagram and TikTok. I know you're very active on Snapchat as well. I don't know what follower count how that even works there, but I know you have gotta have something with how often you be posting stuff.
We're almost at 10,000.
Damn. So
9.5.
So like 10,000 on Snapchat, about 10,000 on Snapchat, over 10,000 on Instagram,
14K.
and then over 10,000 on TikTok.
40K.
You're at 40K on TikTok now?
Yeah.
I feel like every time I speak to you, it's just a new number.
Oh no, the TikTok account's been dead. TikTok is going downhill.
TikTok's going downhill?
Yeah.
Do you think that's because of the whole UMG stuff?
I think it started way before that. They've had a few algorithm changes, and people are just not happy about it. They started showing way more ads than usual.
Yeah.
And For You page has gotten a lot less specific towards people's likes.
Yeah.
So
I definitely do agree with that as an avid TikTok user.
yeah.
I've always thought of maybe posting stuff there, but at the same time, it's a lot of effort, and I don't feel like putting in that effort.
I think it's still a really great platform to get your music out there, especially if you use the pre-release feature and you like let people use your audio. Especially if you want to take like a clip that could go viral, like a meme clip of a song. That's a big way that I plan on promoting my music when I do release it.
Now, have you ever had one of your TikTok audios go viral?
No, I
or
don't
even
really
semi-viral?
create audios. Well, I post the acoustic versions of some songs, but they're by no means perfect, and I wasn't really promoting them at all. Just like kind of post and move on to my regular content of like My Chemical Romance videos.
Would you say your following there is really like My Chemical Romance related?
Oh, fully, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that goes back to what I was saying, me pulling inspiration from My Chemical Romance when I compose my music. So I have 40,000 followers who are all into My Chemical Romance and musicians that sound like them. So if I make the instrumentals to the lyrics that I'm writing sound more like that, then it's more likely that they'll stick around for the music.
Yeah. That's definitely a decent way to look at it. I mean, that's how I'd be looking at it if I had a following like that. Did it take you a while to build up your accounts, or like did it kind of just happen? Like how did it happen? How'd you get to where you're at?
Well, I started off posting probably when I was in 9th grade, maybe a little later, around COVID times. So I started just posting silly little videos, sometimes with my friends, and then eventually I ended up actually wanting to do it, like to be a creator.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found audios that I could use to market towards my niche, which was emo bands at the time, and most of the time My Chemical Romance. So it kind of just gradually grew from there. I had a couple videos that went viral, but overall it was more of a slow burn to get to where I am.
Well, that's still huge, and it's something nice to work off of. It opens a lot of doors for you. I mean, you got a Hot Topic sponsorship, right?
Yes. Yep, I am a Hot Topic ambassador.
That's kind of cool. I mean, I like you have a big brand like that recognizing you, which is cool.
It's really cool. They actually reposted 2 of my reels in the past month for the first time, so that's amazing.
Maybe they'll repost one of your songs and you'll just like go viral, and then you'll get signed, and then you will drop out of school and we'll never hear from you again.
You will hear from me. Don't you worry, Justin. If I actually wore the clothes that they sent me to post about in the videos where I'm playing my songs, that is potentially
might be something you want to think about doing.
That's definitely something I want to think about doing, and I will do that one day.
Before you were a Hot Topic ambassador, did you shop there a lot, or like?
I shopped there a lot more before than I do now, because now they send me free stuff, and I don't want to give them my money. Don't let Hot Topic see this.
That's I mean, honestly understandable. If I was getting free stuff from a brand, I don't know if I would be buying from them as much.
I don't think I've spent $1 from there in a year.
That's crazy. I wish. That'd be so cool. So you're here at LIU. MTEP major, music technology entrepreneurship and production major, and I say that fast on purpose. Before you decided on coming here, did you want to do anything else? Was there any other majors? Were you worried about like the reality of being a musician? Like, what was that all like?
So, originally in middle school, I had my mind set on acting. And then I realized that it wasn't very practical because I do have extremely strict parents, and acting is something where you have to go out and, meet strangers and audition for things. And my parents would never have been cool with that. They still wouldn't be cool with it now. And eventually the desire kind of fizzled out, even though I still really do love acting. But I got very much into music in 9th grade, and I was in a bad place in middle school. Music kind of pulled me out of that place and helped me be more confident in myself and just enjoy life more, have an outlet for expressing myself. So I wanted to be that for other people, and that's why I started getting into music. But I also did consider psychology because I'm into, the lyrics, the connecting with people of that part of music is really what I kind of specialize in. So psychology, being a therapist, would be kind of along the lines of that, but it's not music. So I would not have enjoyed it. I would have been very miserable, but I was considering it to have money. And then I just decided I would rather be broke and playing my guitar on a street corner than be well off as a psychologist and just be miserable for the rest of my life. I don't think it's worth it at all to do that.
Honestly, I could see you as a therapist, psychologist, somewhere along. You're very easy to talk to, and like you're a good listener and stuff. So like I could totally see you doing that. So like I could get why you wanted to do that. I don't know if you get that compliment often, but from all my experiences with you, you're definitely one of the nicer people I know, and are very easy to talk to.
Thank you, Justin.
I am nice sometimes.
Sometimes.
So you've mentioned My Chemical Romance quite a few times. Are they your favorite band?
They are my favorite band in terms of I've known them for the longest, and I know their entire discography, but to be completely honest, I haven't gone out of my way to listen to them in a very long time. If they come on, I'll still jam out to their music. But, they haven't released any new music in probably over a year, and even then it was just one single. And it's hard to stay engaged when I've known them for going on 6 years and there's nothing new coming out. So I'm more into, right now, Noah Kahan, the band Brand New, and just whatever I randomly end up discovering. That's kind of what I'm hyper-focused on at the time.
That's cool. Let me hear more music.
More music?
More music.
Okay. Alright, this one's called Terms and Conditions. I read your terms and conditions, and I think it's funny how you're fishing for a sign that I'm looking for. Something I don't even want, no, I'm not ready for more than your affection, and I don't mind your hesitation. I think it's cute, but it's not mood, and I would never work out with you. But we're right here and it's right now. So drop the heartbreaker act. I can fall in love. It's been years since my heart was intact. Don't worry about why and don't worry about how. Those aren't the questions we should ask. We both fallen before, and we know that we both bounce back. And I think it's sweet that you're slitting me are pretty great too, I guess. We're right here and it's right now. So drop the heartbreaker act, have to fall in love. It's been years since I was intact. Don't worry about why and don't worry about how. Those aren't the questions we should ask. We were falling before and we know that we would bounce back. Yourself to me in this moment. Take it back in a month or so. You won't and leave the country. Never see me, yeah, I'll miss you. You're so pretty, keep in touch because we were friends first and we know this could always end worse, but the risk is worth it. Aren't we happy? You say I'll get hurt, I think you're sappy. But we're out here and it's right now. So drop the heartbreaker act, don't fall in love. My heart's never been intact. Don't worry about why and don't worry about how. Those aren't the questions we should ask. We were falling before and we know that we would bounce back.
I really like that one. What was it called?
That one's called Terms and Conditions.
Terms and Conditions?
Yeah.
Really nice. I can't wait to hopefully one day soon maybe hear that.
Of course.
out.
That one's also on the acoustic album.
Getting the
These
vibe.
are all going to be on the acoustic album.
I was about to say I'm getting the vibe. All these are from the acoustic album.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we are going to take a quick break for advertisement. We'll be back. We're back with Live from the Bubble. I'm your host, Justin. We're still here with Avery. During that break, we were talking, and Avery's gonna do one more song right now, and then we're gonna talk a bit about just life.
Alright, so this song is called Namesake. Another new one. I think I wrote it January maybe, during winter break. She only cares for the dead. Her only thoughts are the ghost living inside her head. Oh, but we can't blame her though. She's mentally unwell, and we have to save her soul, 'cause we all know she'll sabotage herself. Oh, namesake, will you ever care for me? You never try to socialize. If they're not blood, they're disease. Oh, namesake, why do you forsake me? And all your sons and daughters and grandchildren are deceased, as far as your heart is concerned. Cherish who is here while you are, but will you ever learn? He only wants to be loved, to feel appreciated before all of his loved ones are above. Oh, but he's so selfish, and they say they're giving all they can. Then he'll have to save his own soul, even though he's sure that one day his willpower will not hold. Oh, bloodline, will you ever care for me? I only want to socialize. If they're not blood, they're diseased. Oh, bloodline, how long will you forsake me? And all your other family consists of liars, beggars, and thieves, as far as your conscience is concerned. Cherish the time you're here while you are, but will you ever learn? to find out who you are beneath this generational curse.
That was really nice. What was it about?
That song was about my family and about how, families in general just continuing toxic cycles and not really noticing what they're putting themselves and each other through, and just longing to have a better relationship with your own blood and the people who you're kind of forced to be around for the rest of your life.
No, that's a really that's a crazy concept. Like, we're born into these people that we could potentially hate or love, but we're kind of stuck with them for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
And what you make of it is it.
Exactly. And you want to better yourself for them, and you want them to better themselves for not only themselves but also for you and for the entire family. But sometimes people just don't know what they're doing to themselves.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. Honestly, that's a nice thing to put it, and you put it in a really good way. So it's cool. I mean, how old are you, Avery?
I'm 20.
20?
Yeah.
Like, that coming from a 20-year-old is kind of crazy. Like, it's just it's crazy.
Thank you.
Do you spend a lot of time thinking about your family?
I try not to. But sometimes things come up and you can't help thinking about it. No one's familial relationships are perfect, and I think I'm a prime example of that. So it really does come out in a lot of my songs, specifically this one, but a lot of them are more subtle than this one is.
No, this one definitely has a dark tone to it that you wish at some point it turns bright and happy, and it doesn't, and I think it's great that way.
Thank you.
Let's move on to a brighter point. I see you're currently doing some sort of charity donation
St.
thing.
Baldrick's.
Yeah, you want to talk about that a little?
Yeah, so I've been growing my hair out for, I think it's a year this month, to be able to donate it, and I'm not only donating it to a company called Children with Hair Loss because they're the only place that will take color-treated hair, which mine has been through it, but I'm also signed up for the St. Baldrick's event on campus here, which basically I'm going to have my hair tied up in ponytails. They're going to chop them all up, and they're going to shave me down to the scalp.
Nice. When is that happening?
That's happening March 18th.
March 18th.
And I'm raising funds for it. All the funds go towards children's cancer research.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really kind of you, and it kind of, again, just shows off more of your kind soul and kind heart. That's really cool. I hope it all goes well. I hope you enjoy getting your hair cut to nothing. It's very fun.
Oh, I won't.
You feel so different after it happens from all my experiences doing it.
Yeah.
One, it's always colder than you think.
I know. I'm prepared for it. I got a bunch of hats I'm gonna be wearing. I don't think it's gonna look good. So
yeah, you always think it's gonna look better than it does, but it always ends up looking bad. Just once, I would like it to look good.
Well, you let it grow out for a bit, and then it'll look better. It's more shapeable.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. Well, that's very nice of you to be donating that and doing all that. Is this your first time working with a charity, or is it something that you see yourself doing a lot of when you do make it rich and famous?
I don't really go out of my way to work with charity. Charity finds me. I did get roped into being the social media coordinator of Circle K on campus, which is our volunteering club. So we do a lot of community service with them. But in terms of doing that when I'm rich and famous, hopefully, maybe one day, I don't know what I'd really do as like a leader in volunteer work and charity, but I would definitely get involved at least as a participant.
No, that's cool. I know personally, I would love the idea of giving back to like young musicians
Oh yeah, that would be
and
cool.
being able to explore like their musical journey from a younger age, which is something I did not get to do.
Me neither, so I
Um,
totally get that.
yeah, I feel like I started in the game kind of later, high school as well. But like I like the idea of going back and giving to like young like musicians or like stuff like that. I think it's a cool thing.
Yeah, maybe like funding someone's vocal lessons or some
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
instrumental
like
lessons.
stupid stuff like that. That
Yeah.
isn't like directly like charity, but like still giving back to like my music community.
Yeah, because I know when I was younger, my family couldn't afford to put me through lessons like that. So if there was a charity like that that could have helped me as a child, I would have been so appreciative. So that's a great idea.
Yeah, me for a child, it was never even a thought to be a musician or anything along that lines. It was like frowned upon, not by my family, but by kind of just by like the people in my school. Like if you like band, you were weird.
That's
So
crazy.
so it made me like not like music as a young child, and then it wasn't until like end of middle school, beginning of high school, where I was like, wait, what are all these people talking about? Music's cool, and I started to explore from there and figure stuff out.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
do be like that.
yeah, music's a fun journey. Um, so obviously you're a student right now, but 10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
10 years from now, I hope to be maybe like 4 albums in at least. Uh, hopefully on a tour, perhaps a world tour. That would
Solo
be cool.
tour or band tour?
I would love to be performing with a band again. I don't actually like performing by myself at all. It's very nerve-wracking to not have anyone there to back you up. And especially if I don't have an agent, like a booking agent, I wouldn't want to go through the process of like finding shows, finding out what equipment I need to have there, what I need to bring, and that's just all very stressful for me. So I like having people who are there, like it's being in a band is kind of like a brotherhood, so I really
Yeah.
miss that part of it.
That's cool. I definitely personally, after hearing a lot of your solo stuff, and I've heard you play at the open mics that we have here on campus, which you do phenomenal in. Uh, you totally should look into like trying to get like small venues, as a solo artist. Because like
Maybe if I can
I know there's a
remember.
lot of places around here, and I know for sure you'll definitely get into most of them. A lot for your following. Like you have clout. Use the clout.
That would be great if I could actually memorize any of my songs, Justin.
Okay,
I have the
first
words
memorize your
memorized.
song.
Yeah. I'm really bad at memorizing chords. That's why I have my trusty laptop out here today.
Ah,
Yeah, but the words are memorized.
well, you could be that local Long Island musician that just comes prepared with sheet music. It could be
Oh.
your thing. That
Sheet music.
that emo acoustic player with sheet music.
I'll think about it.
I don't know. It puts you into like a weird little niche category. It makes you memorable. It could be your thing, and then you could sell that cheap music at the shows as well. Maybe you should bring me in as your manager.
I feel like you stole that idea from the band Married Not.
Is that something that's happening?
We were discussing that in one of our classes the
Oh,
other
in
day.
the I was working on music in that class.
Oh,
I made
okay.
I made a song in
Not
that
paying
class.
attention in
No, I have
class.
no clue what happened in that class. I was actually gonna talk to you guys about that after.
Oh wow.
See what happened in the class. 'Cause I was not there. I had a
I think
song.
you
I was
subconsciously stole.
I
stole
might
that
have. I
idea.
might have, honestly. Because, like, I like, literally wasn't paying attention. I wrote, like, a full song while we were in that class.
Justin Dama, #1 student at LIU.
Yeah. Well, Avery, we're getting close to wrapping up on our time here. Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
No. No? You,
I don't know. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
no, I'm good.
Okay.
I think this is success, successful. Oh my god, I can't speak. Um, you don't have any plans for music soon? Nothing.
Well, nothing that has a date on it. But, follow my socials at Avery Cochikas pretty much everywhere.
Spell it out.
AveryCochikas. And you'll get updates when I finally do set my album to release.
Well, awesome. Thank you for taking this time to talk to me. Shout out to the film department for coming in and filming this, and shout out the Wave for letting us use their space. Avery again, thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
I've been Justin, and we are gone with Bubble Talk.